Hello and welcome back to me trying to make YouTube content for about the 5th time this year. Let's see if I can last more than a month. Anyway, new setup in here with new PC monitors, and the other new thing that I have is this fancy wheel. This means I'm going to be transferring into doing some sim racing. I'm really enjoying playing sim racing games at the moment. So we're going to do some sim racing content, and hopefully people will find that entertaining. Who knows? I'm going to do some sim racing content, mainly going to be playing a few different games, ACC, R Factor, all these kind of big sim racing ones. You can come laugh at me, be really, really bad at it, because although I really enjoy it and play it for a lot of the time, I'm still so slow and so bad. Yeah, let's get into it. So, welcome to Assetto Corsa Competizione. That's what we're going to be doing to start off this. So I thought, because I don't really want to play online and I want to do something a little bit more fun, we're going to do a mini championship and see, if I can win the championship. Anyway, so the championship that we're going to be running is the BritshGT championship, because I really like the tracks and the selection of cars. First question on the table is, what team? So I'm going to narrow it down. I'm going to race GT3, not GT4, because I'm terrible in the GT4s. My thinking is I'm either going to go with the Ferrari, because I have this sweet Alex Albon DTM skin, which I really like. The McLaren, because I have a Formula 1 inspired skin, I think looks really cool. The Aston Martin, because I have this Aston Martin skin, which is the endurance one. And I also have this Formula 1 inspired one, where I can drive number 5 like Sebastian Vettel. This is so cool. Anyway, I think we're going to go with the AMR21 with Sebastian Vettel's number on it. So, this is the lineup for the BritshGT. We have Alton Park, Snetterton, Silverstone, Donington Park, Spa and Brands Hatch. So, first race of the season, Alton Park, let's get into it. So basically the setup that we're doing for this season, or this little run, is want to keep it nice and short, so we're doing a 5-minute practice, 10-minute qualifying, and then a 20-minute race. So, we're driving the Aston Martin, a car that I have really, really never driven before. Oh, where's my bloody pit limiter? Problem is, at the moment, I can't really see my buttons on my wheel because the microphone's in the way. Why for my first YouTube video sim racing did I pick a car that I literally have never driven and don't know how to drive at all? This thing is big. Because I like the McLaren, I like the Ferrari because they're pointy and pretty nimble. Which is why I don't drive the Bentley a lot, because it just feels like a tank. And this thing just feels the same. Get out of my way, little GT4 car, I'm bigger than you. So yeah, this season we'll have GT4 cars involved. So we're going to have to manage getting around them as well. Like right now, I don't know where... send it up the inside on a GT4 car. Oi! Oh, yellow flag, I should slow down. Oh, that's a GT4 car off the track there. And that's me off the track there, because I was paying too much attention on the car that had gone off the track. As you can see, I'm a very serious sim racer. I swear to God, do not go up my inside there. Oh, no. You know what? I just wanted a break, and I just wanted to park it. Just park it right there. Now let's spin it around. Yeah, there we go. And safely rejoin the track. and safely rejoin the track. See, there's no one behind me. For qualifying, I'm going to do a lot more talking, a lot less talking, and a lot more focus on the task at hand, which is putting this big old tank on pole in a... I'm going to go out on a limb and say here, maybe the Aston Martin maybe wasn't the best choice for the BritshGT. Because it is a big old tank of a car. Although it seems to be riding the... Oh, you bastard. Safe to say practice has gone really well. I haven't driven Alton Park in a while as well, so there's definitely some relearning of... In fact, I think the last time I drove Alton Park was in a GT4 car as well. The McLaren 650... Oi, hello. Well, that's going to do it for practice. I don't really think I learned anything apart from that I am rubbish today. So as you may have seen from my practice session, I'm not very good at live commentary. So for the qualifying and the race, I'm probably just going to do this post-commentary. So for qualifying, let's take you through a lap of Alton Park. Or at least a lap done by me, doesn't mean it's good. So first corner, we brake out there, down into third, get the power on, make sure you use a lot of the track on the outside, which I didn't there, which is, you know, while I was slow, you stay tight to the right here, down into third, completely miss the apex, decide for a late apex, and then float out onto the right side. Here I like to shift up to fourth and then maybe into fifth, but then for this corner I want a quick downshift, hook up that apex back on the power straight away, and then just about where the curb gets dark there, I want to shift down all the way, brake hard into second. Now, yes, I believe it's actually quicker if you do go off the track on that hairpin. Tried it many times. Up into third, don't really want to shift into fourth, which is for this chicane, you're going to go down to second and then into first. Coming up the hill to the, I guess, back straight. This is where I can never really figure out to brake. Sometimes I brake too early, sometimes I brake too late. In this case, well, I kind of nailed that, but then absolutely leathered the curb and lost all my speed. So hang second through this corner, use a little bit on the outside, but the grass will eat you up. Me being a clever man and switching my traction control down. Again here, flat through here, you can clip that curb on the inside, then you want to go down to third. Want to hook up the apex nice and early, which I didn't there. You can use a bit of the curb on the outside here as well. Shift up into fourth and then fifth, and then brake hard and down into second for the last corner. Again, kind of missing the apex there, using way too much on the outside. I mean, you can use a lot on the outside there, but anyway, that's a lap of Alton Park, and that was a 1:42.7, which put me at the bottom. And really, I don't think I improved that much on it, mainly because let's blame this fellow Aston Martin here, who just completely turned into me and ran me off the track. But I think a 1:42.7 was probably about my best running, and I think that landed me back of the grid, last of the GT3 cars. So we'll move on to the race and see if I can make up. So here we are, first race day of the BritshGT Championship. Yes, starting at the back. Back of the GT3s, fortunately not back of the GT4s, because that would be extremely annoying, but I did set a time. May not have been the quickest time, but it was a time. So we're lining up alongside this number 7 Bentley Continental, behind the McLaren 720, and then there's a BMW and a Merc up there to keep us company. So it's a last corner formation lap, and then we'll be on to the race. So we come around the last corner, and then really you're just looking for a good launch off the line. I just adjust my traction control a little bit because I don't need it so high. As soon as you see those green lights, I get foot to the floor and I get really good launch compared to the two cars that I was behind. I just go straight through them, and then just very, very narrowly missed that BMW. That was some quick reactions. I squeeze out the Aston Martin on the exit to the corner, and I gained, a couple of places there. Up into top. Take this corner pretty well, get a pretty good exit out of it. I had to adjust a little bit at the end of the corner there, which is never ideal, but I've got a pretty good exit going up the hill. Cars are all still bunched up. You just need to remember that there's no need to be a hero into turn 1. You're not going to win the race at turn 1, so I just bide my time, take it nice and easy, try and follow the cars through as much as possible. Coming down to the chicane here, still within touching distance of the BMW. Down into second, down into first. A little bit of curb on the inside, and then I just take way too much of this curb on the exit of the corner, and that just compromises my exit down to the second chicane, and I've already lost, you know, a couple of tenths there. Been slow all sessions through that, and then just a little bit too much on the grass. Aston Martin's going to come up behind me, just about hold him off, and just block off that corner as I take the inside. And then absolute travesty. I was focusing way too much on the Aston Martin behind me that I completely missed on the braking point, and all that hard work that I've done at the beginning of the race is now gone. So at this point I thought, oh, I'm a bit annoyed, I've got dirt on my tyres, I'm trying to get everything warmed up and up to temperatures, and then I go and make a stupid mistake like that, and you know, I'm about 2-3 seconds off these guys here. Oh no, about a second off these guys. So I just thought if I can get my head down and just push on, maybe I can catch the back of the McLaren, maybe the Bentley, maybe get that Aston Martin and get that place back. And here, look, I am following them quite well. You know, I lost probably half a second going off there. So I'm still, you know, under a second behind the McLaren, so I'm still within touching distance. It's not completely lost yet. Great on the brakes into this hairpin here. That's definitely something. Not too great going around the hairpin, but really, I was really good on the brakes there. Really struggled this chicane. Down into first. Too much curb there. Too much curb there. And it just slows you down too much, and you don't get the flow that you need through the corner. So we cut forward quite a few minutes. I'm still stuck behind these 3 cars that I was earlier, except I've just made a few silly mistakes, few bit of oversteer, and I'm about 4 to 5 seconds behind them. And at this point, I was just wondering, is this just going to be one of these races where I just sit at the back? I've got nothing to do. I can't get any closer to those cars. I'm really was struggling with the track. I couldn't get into a rhythm. I wasn't hitting the apexes that I needed to. So I think you'll see this lap I decided. See, even there, I just got big oversteer. So this lap I decided to jump into the pits, put some fresh tyres on, try again. You know, the pack's a little bit messed up here. So we pull into our pit box. I am terrible at pit stops here. Look, stop the car, down into neutral, engine off now. So we do our tyre change, nothing needing fixed. Forget to shift up into first gear when I try and leave the pits. And now I just thought, well, not much I can do here, so let's just put my head down and just drive as fast as I can and as consistent as I can, and let's see if we can gain any positions. Look, I'm already in last, nothing else to lose. So I just thought, let's just knuckle down and push as hard as I possibly can. Now, this, I was really pushing here, and if you can see in on the track map there, you can see just there, everyone is really bunched up. So I'm looking at this map thinking, I'm only a couple of seconds, about 6 seconds down the road. They're all bunched up, they'll be fighting each other. This track is incredibly hard to overtake on. So I'm thinking they're all going to be holding each other up. So if I can just drive fast and consistent, I'll be catching the back of that pack in probably a couple of laps. So my whole thing here was just to not focus on the cars in front, just to focus on my laps, on my lap times, and just getting consistent, fast laps through. It also helps that there's a GT4 car in there which will just slow everyone up. And the GT4 cars are also really bunched up, so I'm looking at that also and thinking, well, they're going to have to hit the back of those GT4 cars at some point, which on a track like Alton Park is a nightmare. Trying to overtake anything is an absolute nightmare. So it's about a lap or so later, and now I'm banging in the fastest laps I've done. I'm doing about 2 seconds quicker than the cars ahead of me. I don't know if they had an issue or they're just not doing well on these tyres, or the conditions are slightly changing, but I was really coming up onto the back of them. It took me only about 2 or 3 laps to drop about 5-6 seconds off them. So now I can see this Aston Martin in front of me. I've got the Lamborghini up there. I can effectively smell blood. I am going for these overtakes. I know I've only got about 5 minutes left of the race, and I really don't want to come last. So I was really pushing here. I was really putting in good lap times. I think I did a 1:42 for qualifying, and then here in the race I was doing about a 1:38. So about 4 seconds quicker. Really starting to get the grips of the car, understanding it, how it races and everything, and I was really being able to push it a little bit more. And then I went straight on at the chicane. Again, just such a big thing of focus on your lap and don't focus on the car in front of you. And I was focusing on the car in front of me, and I just completely missed my braking point. So those kind of things as well, you can't let them get to you. You just got to knuckle down and keep driving. I'm getting really, really close. I'm about a second, it's about half a second away from this Aston Martin here. So I'm thinking next lap, easy. Really, really close to him up on the brakes there. This final corner and then the hairpin, I've been really, really good at braking much later. So now I'm just trying to open up a move. Like I said, it's really, really difficult to overtake here. Just a little bit later on the brakes there into turn 1, up the inside, move done, thank you very much. So now I've set my sights on the Lamborghini. Not a great exit from this corner, but neither does the Lamborghini. In fact, he gets a much worse exit because I'm gaining on him about half a second behind. So we get down into 4th, put the power straight back on. Hard on the brakes. See how much time I make up on the cars in front of me on the brakes, just on that hairpin there. And then lose it all on the exit of the corner because I really can't figure out the corner and it's really bumpy. Here we go again, down into 2nd, down into 1st. Try not to stay on the curbs. I was learning my lesson a bit here. Managed to stay off the curbs much more than I was earlier in the race and in qualifying. Again, this chicane I was really struggling with through all the sessions. A little bit less oversteer this time, and then just completely off the track because what was I doing? Focusing on the car in front of me instead of focusing on my lap. Have to concede the position up to the Aston Martin. He was going way too quickly to me, and I've got 2.5 minutes to make back the position that I'd already got and try and chase down that Lamborghini again. So safe to say I was a little bit annoyed at myself here. This time I was not going to wait around, diving straight up the inside on the final corner, up the inside of the Aston Martin, and I was determined to push on to get this Lamborghini. So this is maybe the penultimate lap that we've got here. I'm really, really pushing for this Lamborghini. I really want this overtake. Just want this position. Turn down my ABS a little bit here, so I was just maybe thinking I can brake a little bit later maybe, but he gets an awful exit and I get a fantastic exit out the T3. Bit too hard on the brakes, braking mid-corner from the Lamborghini. And again, look, how much time do I make up just on brakes in that corner? Out the corner, a little bit of a better exit than I've had probably through the whole race. Into the chicane, really got to nail this one if I'm going to get the overtake. A little bit too deep into it and way too much curb on the exit. Struggled with that all weekend. Racing down the back straight here into the second chicane. Hard onto the brakes into second gear. Throw the car in and then just tease it out. Really be careful of the oversteer there. You can use that exit curb nicely. Now I can see the whole group is bunched up. We've got maybe one more lap left of this. I'm thinking maybe not just one, maybe two, maybe three overtakes I can pull off here. Really good through that corner. Really held some, kept the revs high, kept the speed high, and I'm thinking, right, I'm going up the inside here. Late on the brakes, down into second. Thank you very much, I'll take that position. So, on to the final lap. A little bit wide on the exit there, but that's fine, no time gained. We can see the Mercedes, number 6 Mercedes up in front of us, along with the Bentley Continental as well. Thinking if I can get a good exit out of, well, I'll call this T3, T2. Get a good run onto this little straight here, which I just about do. It's a really, you know, maximise my speed through the corner there. They're fighting in front, so they have to slow down a little bit more. Right up behind them, I'm thinking, right, late on the brakes again, and then, oops. As you can see, I took that very seriously. Yeah, it just, that one's completely on me, I'm not going to lie. I didn't expect him to brake as early as that, and like we've seen throughout the race, I've been braking really late into that corner, and I just didn't anticipate him to be that close. I didn't realise I'd get that close either. So I think that one's on me. No penalty for it, so, you know, we'll take it. We got the position. If it had been a little love tap and I just moved him around the corner, I think it would have been fine. But it's the fact that I did completely spin him out, so I did feel a little bit bad about that. But look, we got the position. I did really, for the last couple of corners, try and push, because look how many cars are bunched up in front of us. If I just made 3 or 4 less mistakes, I mean, look at this. I almost got the Bentley right through the last couple of corners. If I'd made a few less mistakes throughout the race, I think probably we could have been looking at maybe like 8th. But instead we finished in 11th, up from 14th, which, you know, isn't bad. So, you know, I think we made up a decent amount of places. There were a lot of mistakes in that race, you know. I still need to just concentrate a little bit more, just focus on my race. Not a great track for me, learning a new car. I think I learned a lot in that race that I can carry on to the next race. No points, but, you know, it's a long season we've got ahead, so, you know, the more I learn about the car, the better, and we're going to be going into tracks that I know, so we'll see. So even though we made some points up, some places up even in the race, we still ended up with 0 points and some interesting, let's say, driving from me. I think we just need to learn that you can't punt people off like that and send them to the Shadow Realm. But that will do it for the first round of the BritshGT Championship on ACC. Join me for the next video where we will be racing at Snetterton in Scotland. Until then, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.